Hey Spooky Squad! Welcome to my little channel of absurdity and insanity. I am so excited because it is October, which means Halloween ends. Halloween ends! It's ending! It's ending! It is all led up to this. Oh my god, can you feel the excitement? So, in honor of Halloween ends, we are doing Drunk History of Halloween, the entire franchise. I got my whiskey right here. I only had a little bit so far, but I am drinking kinda alcoholic Shirley Temples. By the way, I kind of ate all the cherries before I put them in the drink. Sorry, I'm like 12. So I am going to tell you the story while drinking heavily. We'll see how this goes. So Halloween Ends is coming out on Friday. It is the 13th Halloween movie, but also the 4th Halloween movie, but also the 3rd Halloween movie of the trilogy. So it's basically Halloween 4, which would make it the 3rd Halloween 4, but it's also Halloween 3, which would make it the 2nd Halloween 3, but also the 3rd Halloween 3, but it's the first real Halloween 3 since the first 2 Halloween 3s don't count. Simple as that! So I feel like maybe I should explain that there are different timelines here. So there's Halloween 1 and 2, right? Then there's Halloween 3, which ignores Halloween 1 and 2. Then there's Halloween 4, 5, and 6, which ignores Halloween 3. Then there's Halloween 7 and 8, which ignores Halloween 3 through 6. Then there's Halloween 9 and 10, which ignores Halloween 1 through 8. Then there's Halloween 11, 12, and 13, which ignore Halloween 2 through 10. Simple as that. So, boys and ghouls, sit back, grab your popcorn, drink along with me if you want. I don't advise that, but we'll see how it goes. And allow me to tell you a story. It is the story of a little boy who grew up to be a man, but also maybe not a man. And his journey to kill a total stranger who would become his sister, who would become not his sister. It is the story of Halloween. Oh, by the way, I should say, parentheses first, if you like my stuff and want to help me make more videos, because I'm a broke bitch, join my locals community, subscribe to my Patreon, I got all my stuff below. We've been doing movie night with my beautiful local subscribers where we watch movies together on Zoom and rip them to shreds and give our commentary. Join the fam! Join the spooky squad! Let's do it! So first up, we got the original, Halloween 1, 1978, which is the first Halloween one of 3 Halloween ones. So first up, let me give you like a little background on how this became to be. So John Carpenter and Deborah Hill wanted to make a movie, right? But they didn't have money to make a movie. So legend has it that John Carpenter and Deborah Hill went to Dubai, and they went to the 117th floor of a tower made of solid gold. They took the elevator up to the 117th floor and walked down a hallway that was 3 miles long, and that is where they met Mustafa Akkad. King. So they said, Mustafa Akkad, we want to make a movie. It's called The Babysitter Murders. Will you finance our movie?
And he said, I have a film and low budget. He said it's about a babysitter to be killed by the boogeyman.
And Mustafa Akkad was like, the babysitter.
The word babysitter clicked with me.
So he was like, okay, I'll give you the money. And then as they were walking out, he was like, wait, movie is Halloween. And they were like, no, Mustafa Akkad, it's called The Babysitter Murders. And Mustafa Akkad was like, bullshit! And that is basically how Halloween happened. Anyway, our story begins on an All Hallows Eve in 1965? 1967? 1968. Our story begins in 1963. So, Michael Myers is a little kid, right? And his sister Judith is upstairs. And she is being a hoe. She's bopping people in the next room, banging her boyfriend upstairs. She's got the tits out, they're bouncing. We saw them go up, down, and all around. So little Michael Myers puts on a clown mask and walks upstairs, walks in on his sister, who is nude, And she's all like, Michael! So all of a sudden, he stabs the shit out of this bitch. He offs her, his sister. So little Michael Myers, he walks downstairs, walks outside the house, and his parents come home. And they're just like, Michael.
Michael?
And they just stand there. And then the music comes in. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So anyway, they send Michael Myers to the loony bin, Smith's Grove Sanitarium. And he never spoke a word, by the way. So they send him there for like 15 years, 20 years, I don't know. So now, it's about to be Halloween. It's 15 years later. The year is 1978. The night he came home. So now there's Donald Pleasance, who is Dr. Loomis, who we love, and he was Michael Myers' psychiatrist. He had a psychiatrist, what can I tell you? Nothing against Dr. Loomis and all, we love him, but it's kind of all his fault, you know? Just saying. He's kind of like the Qui-Gon Jinn of this whole story. Can't say he did a bang-up job. So anyway, Dr. Loomis is driving in a car, dark, stormy night with Nurse Marion, who is this, like, chain-smoking goddess. We love Nurse Marion. And they decided to transport Michael Myers somewhere, which always goes super well. I don't know why anyone does that. So, of course, the transport goes really well, no problems. They get him from point A to point B, all's well. Just kidding, of course, he escapes. So the next day, Dr. Loomis confronts one of the other doctors there, Dr. Wynn, and he's all like, how did this happen? Who taught him how to drive? And we don't know who taught him how to drive, but there may have been a cult of some sort. But we'll get to that later. So anyway, this day is Halloween now, and they determine, I don't remember how, but that Michael Myers is going to his hometown. Haddonfield. Oh my god, yay, we're in Haddonfield now. And the scariest thing about Haddonfield is not the semi-annual murder sprees, but that it is in a blue state. Just saying. Okay, so now we're getting to the good part. Laurie Strode. Laurie fucking Strode. Oh, we love her. We love this woman so much. Jamie Lee Curtis, that is my girl. Final girl queen. So anyway, Laurie Strode is like this high school chick, and she is just walking around with her friends, Dummy and Skanky. So now it's Halloween night. Dr. Loomis is running around trying to find Michael Myers and shit, and he's saying the craziest shit. He's saying all this stuff about, like, evil and madman, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Nothing against him. We love Dr. Loomis, but he's a bit of a drama queen. So, Halloween night, Laurie Strode is babysitting these two kids, little Tommy Doyle, little Lindsay Wallace. Oh, and there was this other kid, Lonnie, who was a brat, by the way. And Dr. Loomis, like, found him somewhere, and he was like, hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. I love drama queen Loomis. So Laurie is babysitting. Now, along the way, Michael Myers kills Dummy, and he kills Skanky. Because Skanky was being a hoe too. She's another one, banging people. She's got the tits out, flopping all over. So Michael Myers kills her boyfriend, Bob, and then he kills her, Skanky. So little Tommy Doyle and little Lindsay Wallace, the kids that Laurie Strode is babysitting, they see Michael Myers, and they're like, oh shit, that's the boogeyman.
He's over there! Tommy, stop it! Now there's nobody out there!
So blah, 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 Michael goes after them. And Laurie Strode says to the kids, drive down the street, go to the Mackenzies.
I want you to go down the street to the Mackenzie's house.
And then she turns to them and she says, "Do as I say." Comandador. We love her. So, Michael Myers chases after her, and Laurie hides in the closet. Not because people say Jamie Lee Curtis has a penis. I'm sure she doesn't. So, she finds Joan Crawford's wire hangers and stabs Michael Myers with it, and then she's like, "Oh shit, good, he's dead." But then he's not! So at this exact moment, Dr. Loomis comes in, shoots him like 6 or 7 times. The number's a little in dispute, but whatever. Shoots him a bunch and like throws him out the balcony. So Laurie turns to Dr. Loomis and she's like, "It was the boogeyman." And drama queen Dr. Loomis says to her, "As a matter of fact,
It was.
Get this shit, though. So, Dr. Loomis looks off the balcony to see where the body of Michael Myers has fallen. And then he's gone. And that's it. That's how it ends. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. It's so good. Halloween 2, 1981, more of the night he came home. I'm a little tipsy-dipsy. This is the original Halloween 2. It is the first of 3 Halloween 2s and the first of 2 movies that are called Halloween 2. So this one picks up right where the last one went off. And already Dr. Loomis is being like super histrionic. And he's like talking to the neighbor, and the neighbor is like, "I've been trick-or-treated to death." And Dr. Loomis is like, "You don't know what death is." So Michael Myers just like kind of picks himself up and starts killing people again, and he goes into this house where there's like an old lady making a sandwich because she's a woman, and he kills the old lady.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Respect your elders, fam. Respect your elders. Even Michael Myers should respect his elders. And Dr. Loomis is being super manic, bitch as crazy as ever, talking all about like evil and evil shit. And he gets Ben Tramer killed. Justice for Ben Tramer. So Laurie Strode gets taken to the hospital, which kind of sucks because she's just like stuck there the whole time. But it's okay because there's this hot guy there with her. And he's kind of a pussy. We don't find out what happens to him. Like, he kind of just lets Michael Myers have his way with her. So, fuck Jimmy. So anyway, they're in the hospital. Michael Myers goes there and kills a bunch of people. He kills Dummy. He kills Skanky. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you the best part though. Get this shit. So anyway, the governor is involved now. Like, fuck off, governor. So anyway, wants Dr. Loomis to go back, like, wherever the hell he came from. So, Dr. Loomis is with Nurse Marion in a car, leaving. And Nurse Marion turns to him and says, "By the way, we looked up Michael Myers' file. And that girl, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister.
She was born 2 years before he was committed.
Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' sister." What? That's right, Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, brother and sister.
What does you fellas usually do? Fire a warning shot, right?
So anyway, Michael comes to the hospital, goes after Laurie Strode. She kind of just crawls around. But anyway, here it is. Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode. Final confrontation. Let's go. So, Michael chases Laurie into this room, and she shoots this bitch once in each eye. And Michael Myers is like bleeding from his eyes, and he's blind now. So, Dr. Loomis comes in, and they're like opening tanks of gas everywhere. And like Laurie caught on to this stupid plan real fast. So anyway, Laurie like crawls out of the room, and Dr. Loomis lights his lighter blowing them both up, sacrificing himself for Laurie, and him and Michael go up in flames. So Laurie Strode watches this bitch burn. So Michael Myers is dead. The end. So this is like big plot twist. Michael Myers actually stayed dead for a couple years because he ain't in this movie. Halloween 3 is totally unrelated because this is Season of the Witch. So this one is totally unrelated because John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were like, Mustafa Akkad, we are going to make like an anthology movie where it's just going to be different. No more Michael Myers. That story's done. And we're just going to do movies around Halloween. So this movie is awesome, by the way. So underrated. But it's unrelated so we can skip it. Like, in the interest of time and shit. It's about some kind of like evil toy maker and witches and witchcraft and oh my god, there's a song. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. So it's like an evil toy maker poisoning kids through the Halloween masks, and it's so good, but it's unrelated. So just like, you know, don't worry about it. That shit would need its own video to explain because it's like, ooh. Which brings us to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Let me explain what happened. Halloween 3 didn't do super well. So Mustafa Akkad went to John Carpenter and he was like, Michael Myers, he come back. And John Carpenter was like, no, Michael Myers is dead. So Mustafa Akkad turned to him and Mustafa Akkad said, bullshit! And so John Carpenter was like, Mustafa Akkad, how could we do that? And Mustafa Akkad said, because I am Mustafa fucking Akkad and I fucking said so. I love Mustafa Akkad. So John Carpenter was like, okay, we're going to do a thing where Michael Myers is a ghost. He's going to be a ghost and he's going to be like 12 feet tall. That's actually what they were going to do. Allow our friend Ian at 616 Entertainment to tell you what Mustafa Akkad said to that.
No. Michael Myers. I want Michael fucking Myers. No ghosts, no seasons, no witches, no seasons of witches with ghosts. I want fucking Michael Myers. Blue suit, white mask, stabbing. Fucking no ghosts.
So anyway, they wanted to go ahead with making Halloween 4, but there was a writer's strike coming. There was like 10 days until the writer's strike. What did Mustafa Akkad have to say to that?
Fuck writer's strike. I want Michael Myers. Michael fucking Myers. No strike. No writer's strike.
We love you, Mustafa Akkad. So all of this is what brought us to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. That's right, you thought he was dead, but the only thing that can kill Michael Myers is bad box office. So, they wanted to continue the story of Laurie Strode, but the year is now 1988, and Jamie Lee Curtis is too good for this shit. So they were like, okay, we can't get Michael Myers' sister, let's get his niece. His niece, he had a niece. And first of all, before I say anything, we need to talk about the mask. We need to talk about this goddamn mask, because he looks like fucking... It's Pat. Remember, It's Pat? This Michael Myers is like a queer, non-binary, trans activist who's very upset. He was microaggressed. Michael Myers was microaggressed and misgendered, and that is what he is returning for because... Ah, shit, I spilled. Shit. Okay, let's go. So, Michael Myers is in the hospital, you know, recovering from all his burns that come along with being shot in both eyes and blown the fuck up. So, it's October 30th now, the day before Halloween. What did they decide to do?
All right, let's move him.
They decide they're gonna transport him. Why? Why do they always have to transport him the day before Halloween? Jesus, stick him in a room and leave him there. God. Don't they have solitary confinement in Haddonfield? Maybe if Michael Myers stood outside the Capitol for 5 minutes. Just saying. So, they transport him in an ambulance, which goes as well as you would expect it to. Oh, and he's been in a coma this whole time, by the way. So, he's in a coma, in the ambulance, and he hears the ambulance drivers start talking about his niece, who's like a little girl. And they're like, congratulations, Michael. You're an uncle. You got a niece.
Did Hoffman say anything about living relatives?
Yeah, a niece living in his hometown.
And that is what wakes him out of his 10-year coma. So Michael is like, oh shit, really? So he wakes up and sticks his thumb through the guy's skull and, you know, escapes. So anyway, Michael Myers' niece, Jamie, little Jamie Lloyd, she's a little kid, little girl, and she's having dreams of her uncle, Uncle Boogeyman. And can we just say, by the way, Danielle fucking Harris, she does not get the respect that she deserves. So, in this house, we put some respect on the name Danielle motherfucking Harris. That's right. So anyway, little Jamie Lloyd is Laurie Strode's daughter. And here's the tragic part. Laurie Strode is dead. Laurie Strode died. She died off screen in a car accident. Which they just kind of like skip right over. Like, God, give us some time to mourn, Mustafa. So little Jamie is having dreams and nightmares of her Uncle Boogeyman, and her life kind of sucks. And, oh, there are these little brats at school who are all like,
Boogeyman, Boogeyman, Janie's uncle's a boogeyman.
Janie's an orphan, Janie's an orphan. Fuck those kids. Ugh, I hate them. But the one good thing in her life is, like, she has a cool foster family, and she has an awesome foster sister, Rachel Crothers. God, we love Rachel. We love Rachel. So, Dr. Loomis is back after being blown up. Oh, and by the way, Michael Myers isn't blind anymore. We just glossed right over that. So, Dr. Loomis goes to a diner at a gas station, which, ew, gross.
Michael?
He's right there. He's right there. Ah! So good. So he goes to the diner at the gas station and he sees Michael Myers. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. This movie's so good. I mean, it sucks, but like, you know, it's Halloween movies are like pizza. Even when they're bad, they're still better than anything else. Oh, I want pizza. So Dr. Loomis hitches a ride to Haddonfield with this guy.
Apocalypse, end of the world, Armageddon. Yes, we'll gather at the river.
The beautiful, beautiful river. And of course, Loomis is running around crazy, like evil and madman, and
I tell you, Michael Myers is here in this town.
he's gonna kill that little girl and anything that gets in his way. Ooh, he is out of his tree. So anyway, you know what happens. Jamie and Rachel, it's Halloween. Jamie and Rachel decide to go trick-or-treating, and little Jamie Lloyd decides to dress up like a young Michael Myers for Halloween. Which seems like a splendid idea. So Dr. Loomis goes to the cops to try to be all like, you know, evil, madman, boogeyman. And just like in real life, cops do nothing. But this time, there's a bunch of rednecks. And so all the rednecks in Haddonfield are like, hell yeah, we're gonna get Michael Myers. Oh, these are my people. Like, if I were a character in a Halloween movie, these bitches would be my friends. So the rednecks are all like, screw you, we're gonna get him.
I'll handle this my own way. We're gonna gonna fry his ass.
And Dr. Loomis is okay with that, but the cops are like, oh, the police force. So Dr. Loomis is like, you haven't got a police force! Mm-hmm. Second Amendment, baby. From my cold dead hands, come and take it, you bitches. Woo! So the rednecks come in and they kind of like take control of the situation. And they kind of kill some of the wrong people.
Shit, Earl. It's Ted Hollister.
But it's okay, it's okay. They can't help it. They can't help it. That's okay. So, meanwhile, Jamie and Rachel go trick-or-treating, and there is some skanky bitch. This slut hoe who's all like, cops do it by the book. And we're like, oh shit, this girl is skanky. She gonna get it. And she does. So Michael kills Skanky. He kills Dummy. He kills Bucky. So he kills all the irrelevant people, and we're like, man, whatever, we don't really care. Oh, and he turns pink for a scene. Because the director was just like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. So anyway, Jamie and Rachel get chased by angry, lesbian, trans, non-binary Michael Myers. He chases them onto the roof. It's epic. He chases them on a highway. He crawls down from the car and rips the guy's head off. It's so good. So finally, Rachel, the cops, the rednecks, they all come together to save the day.
Get down!
So they corner Michael Myers in the graveyard, and the rednecks, the cops, all of them, shoot him like 100 times, like the whole fucking firing squad, and they throw dynamite at him. They get this bitch until he falls into the grave down a freaking mine shaft. Praise Jesus, hallelujah. So, all's well that ends well. They got Michael Myers. They killed him. Great. The end, right? Get this shit. So they all go back home. And little Jamie, her stepmom, runs her a bath. And all of a sudden, just like in Halloween 1, we see the clown mask go on. We see the eyes. We see the stepmom in the bath. And suddenly, we see the hand stabbing the stepmom. We're like, oh shit, Michael Myers, he's alive, right? Wrong! All of a sudden, the camera turns around, and we see the person who's wearing the mask who stabbed Jamie's mother, and that person is... No! Jamie! Little Jamie Lloyd! What? So, Dr. Loomis takes the gun, and he goes to shoot this this child, and he's like screaming, shrieking, he's like, ah! Ah! No! Freaking out and shit, and then it ends. What? And we're all like, holy shit, Michael Myers is dead, little Jamie Lloyd is gonna be the killer, oh my god. So anyway, Halloween 4 ends. Michael Myers has been shot 100 times, and he is dead. Bullshit! Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And he doesn't really get revenge on anyone. Who's he getting revenge on? The only thing he is getting revenge on in this is good taste. I gotta pee. Okay, so... where we just left them, Michael Myers was shot by the entire firing squad, thrown into a mine shaft with a stick of dynamite thrown in. Now, let me preface this by saying, everything that I am going to tell you that happens in this movie, you're gonna think I'm making it up. You are gonna be like, oh, shut up, you stupid slut drunk. But I'm not making it up. It's true. We pick up right where we last left off. Michael Myers sinks into the ground, falls down a mine shaft, crawls through the mine shaft, and floats down the river. So Michael Myers swims down the river. Yep, he knows how to swim now, too. So he swims down the river until he is come upon by, wait for it, a blind man with a parrot.
Be quiet.
I shit you not, I promise I am not making this up. So, Michael Myers collapses in the blind man's arms. So the blind man and his parrot nurse Michael Myers back to health for the next year until next Halloween. What? So, all of a sudden, next Halloween comes, right? Michael Myers wakes up, puts on his mask, which we have to talk about in a moment, because, oof. And kills the blind man and the parrot. Not the parrot, but he kills the blind man who owns the parrot, who had nursed him back to health. What? Oh, and we gotta talk about the mask. We gotta talk about the mask. This one is even worse than the Halloween 4 mask. I mean, look at this shit. What is this shit? He looks like Mortimer Snerd. He looks like the lesbian child of Leona Helmsley. So, we pick up with little Jamie, who is now a deaf mute. I shit you not. Little Jamie Lloyd is now a deaf mute with psychic powers. Apparently she has some sort of like telepathic carry powers where she knows when her Uncle Michael Myers is about to kill someone. And that is her only psychic power. And that is a shitty psychic power. Oh, I forgot to tell you. She didn't even kill her stepmother in this one. They just totally went back on that. The stepmother is alive and everyone just kind of forgives her for it. What? So Jamie is like convulsing and acting out what Michael is doing, that she's like putting on the mask. She's reenacting Michael Myers putting on the mask. Oh, it is a mess. Dr. Loomis just suddenly like appears while Jamie is having some sort of like episode because she knows Uncle Michael Myers is back in the swing of things. Oh, and I should mention also, Michael Myers, who has been asleep for a year, has a new tattoo. What? It's a tattoo that looks like a triangle or some shit. So anyway, Jamie's sister Rachel comes to visit her, and yes, yay, we love you, Rachel. But now Rachel has this friend with her that she brings.
You know what they can do if they can't take a job?
Tina. This twat. Oh, and she starts doing this shit. This bitch is America's guest. She's just climbing in and out of windows, walking right into people's houses when she wants. Oh, if I had a friend like her when I was a teenager, my parents, they would have made her cry with one look, that's all we're taking. Fuck you, Tina. Ugh. So anyway, we follow Rachel home, and these goddamn filmmakers try to turn Rachel, our badass hero queen from Halloween 4, they try to turn her into Skanky. They get her taking her clothes off, showering. Cover up, Rachel. So now, between Tina and that, and the blind men, and the parrots, and the deaf mute, you think things can't get worse. And then, 20 minutes in, they kill Rachel.
No!
Thanks a lot, Mustafa. Thought we were friends. And let me tell you something. When these movies do my strong female characters dirty, I turn into a full fucking feminist. I become full on like Anita Sarkeesian. I'm like, the patriarchy killed Rachel. Don't touch my Lori, my Jamie, my Rachel, my Erin, my Sydney, my Gail. By the way, I feel like I should have mentioned, this movie is surprisingly loony. Like, they have the cops come visit, and then the cops start making, like, clown shoe noises.
All clear.
Rescue cats.
Find dogs.
That's a job.
And we love it.
For Christ's sake, you're a man of the law. You're not a clown. Christ. Okay, I changed my mind. Just defund the police. But I guess this was like the LGBTQT representation back in the day. Oh! I forgot to tell you the looniest part. So anyway, there is this guy who's just like on a Greyhound bus. We see a Greyhound bus for no reason. We don't know why. Don't worry about it. He is dressed all in black, and he's wearing boots, and we don't know who he is. He is just the man in black. And we don't know nothing about him, but then we see he has a tattoo, like Michael has the tattoo of like a triangle or a thorn. So anyway, bunch of people die. Michael Myers kills people. He kills Dummy. He kills Skanky. Loomis is nuts in this movie.
What do you think he's going to do with that?
By the way, we love Donald Pleasance, though. Like, my mom always calls him Mr. Pleasance when we watch these movies. I don't know why, but, you know, there is high esteem for Donald Pleasance in the Harlow household. Oh, by the way, and at, like, the disturbed children's home or whatever that little Jamie is in, there is a little boy who has a stutter.
These are for you.
Little Billy, that's his one character trait. Anyway, though, he has a stutter, and she's a deaf mute, and, oh, it's adorable. So anyway, we're following Tina around for some reason. She gets into a car with someone in a Halloween costume, and it turns out that person is Michael Myers, who this slut-ho decides to make out with. And fucking Tina tries to, like, seduce him and shit, and even Michael Myers is like, what? Ew, gross. No, fuck you, Tina.
The old silent treatment, huh, Mike? What'd I do wrong this time?
And we're like, okay, he's gonna kill her. But no! He just takes her to, like, run errands and drives her around and shit.
Stop the goddamn car! I want a pack of cigarettes!
What? So they go to 7-Eleven, and outside the 7-Eleven, on the building, is some titty lady. And she has cookies where her titties should be. So anyway, all of a sudden, simultaneously at the same time, Jamie starts convulsing, and she's having an episode, and everyone's there, and she's having an episode, and she's like, cookie woman. And little Billy is there, and he's stuttering, and he's like, cookie woman.
Cookie woman.
And Dr. Loomis is like, cookie woman. What? So they go and find Tina and save her.
Tina Williams, stay where you are.
Yay. So they reunite Tina and Jamie, who can speak now for reasons.
Tina.
She's no longer a deaf mute. So all of a sudden Tina is like, yay, Jamie, we're safe, we have each other. By the way, I'm going to abandon you now to go bang some dude. Which is probably what I would do too, but you don't have to be so obvious about it.
I'll be back. I love you.
Loomis is all like, be sensible, Tina.
Be sensible.
And Tina is all like, ha! I'm never sensible if I can help it! Because she is a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. So anyway, reality hits her real fast. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get. Oh, I'm like almost done with the bottle. So anyway, Tina dies. Dr. Loomis and the clown shoe cops have a brilliant plan. They're gonna take little Jamie, 9-year-old Jamie, to Michael Myers' house and leave her there so that he will come get her and they can, like, I don't know, get him back or something. I don't know. Stupid, stupid, stupid plan. I don't like that. So they go to the Myers house, which is now a castle for reasons. So, of course, Michael Myers shows up. Duh. So Dr. Loomis tries to, like, be all fucking shrinking him and shit and talking sense with him.
Stop the rage. The rage inside. You don't need it.
And Michael Myers is just like, fuck you, I'm Michael Myers, and like pushes him off the balcony or some shit. Oh, come on, Mr. Pleasance, you're supposed to know better. Jamie goes to hide in the laundry chute, which is kind of like the one part that's awesome because you got like this big jooch fucking coming at her, stabbing this bitch, this child. I guess she, like, escaped or made it down the chute or some shit. Anyway, she ends up in the attic. You are gonna think I am making this shit up. I promise you I am not. So she runs to the attic, and there she finds the corpses of everyone she's ever loved. And I cannot emphasize enough that I am not making this shit up. She sees a little child coffin and decides to get in it. What? Michael Myers goes up to the attic and he finds her because she couldn't even be bothered to like close the lid to the child's coffin that she's in. Michael Myers is about to stab her. All of a sudden, she turns to him and goes,
Uncle?
Uncle?
Boogeyman?
Boogeyman? Uncle Boogeyman. Ugh. Revenge of Michael Myers. This is like revenge on the audience. Jesus. So then she's like, wait, and she's doing like, you know, interpretive sign language or some shit. She's like, wait, I want to see your face. Take off the mask. So he does! He shows her, he takes off the mask, takes the mask off, looks at her, and again, I shit you not, Michael Myers, the boogeyman, the embodiment of evil, is standing there, looking at his niece, with one tear coming down his eye. What? So suddenly, he like freaks out or some shit, so Jamie runs. She runs out of the attic, runs downstairs into the arms of Dr. Loomis, who has lost his fucking mind. So little Jamie is like, oh, Dr. Loomis, I'm safe now. Dr. Loomis, though, Mr. Pleasance, grabs her, and he's like, Michael, you want the little girl? I got her! I got her! You want the little girl? Here she is! Here she is! Here she is!
Get her!
What? He's like, here, take her, take her. So he does. All of a sudden, Dr. Loomis pulled a string that brings a net down, falling down on Michael Myers, And Dr. Loomis then starts shooting tranquilizer darts at him. And at this very moment, Mr. Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, decides that this is a good moment for him to go into cardiac arrest. And he, like, has a stroke falling on top of Michael Myers. What? So anyway, the police arrest Michael Myers. They put him in jail. Seriously. With his mask on. And he's just sitting there looking like this. Like a fucking dodo with his mask, just like fiddling with his chains like he's playing with himself. So we're like, okay, it's over. He is going to jail. The end. Bullshit! But wait, there's more. At this very moment, the man in black, the guy from the Greyhound bus, walks into the jail and blows it the fuck up. What? And Jamie is all like, what? No. The end. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. We're now drinking mango margarita. You know what that means. So Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. This was the movie where they were smoking some shit. This movie is so nutty that there are two versions of it. Mustafa Akkad is such a badass that he had to make the producer's cut. Fuck director cut! We make producer cut! There has never been another producer's cut in the history of cinema. But you are Mustafa fucking Akkad. Slay King. So, where we last left our friends, Dr. Loomis had a stroke, Michael Myers broke free, the Men in Black blew up the jail, and Jamie was there too. Who were the Men in Black with the triangle tattoos? Don't know! The director of Halloween 5 was like, yeah, you guys who write the next movie can figure that shit out. What a dick. So now we find out that the Men in Black were actually the leaders of some ancient, incesty cult. I gotta tell you guys, I fucking love this movie. It is so batshit crazy, it is kind of my favorite Halloween movie. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me.
Uncle Michael, please don't hurt me.
So, Jamie is now at the ripe old age of 15, being played by a 40-year-old because she's been recast. Because the year is now 1995 and Danielle Harris is way too good for this shit. So we find out that Jamie, our Jamie, has been impregnated by her uncle, Michael Myers, and is having his baby. That's right, Uncle Boogeyman is now Daddy Boogeyman. So we open on Jamie giving birth, and the cult takes the baby and draws on him in blood the triangle that they had, that Michael Myers had tattooed, and the Men in Black, they all got the triangle tattoo, which we come to find out is actually the Curse of Thorn. So Jamie just had her baby. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, one of the nurses has some kind of like epiphany, has a change of heart. And she's like, let's go, escape, save your baby. And you guys, even the actress playing the nurse was trying not to laugh.
That way. That way.
So Jamie escapes with her baby and runs away. She is covered in vagina juice, and Michael Myers chases her. Then the music comes in, and it's 1995, so it's a little funky. So she hides the baby in like a bus station and she makes a phone call. Who's she gonna call? The radio station. What? So she calls up the radio station and is like, hey, maybe Dr. Loomis is listening. And he is!
Help me, Dr. Loomis, are you out there? Can you hear me, Dr. Loomis? I need your help.
Please.
So anyway, Michael Myers finds Jamie, and she's all like, you can't have the baby, Michael. You can't have the baby. And he pushes her onto some sort of, like, farm equipment. And he turns it on, and it, like, blends up her insides. And after 3 movies, that is the end of Jamie Lloyd. So disrespectful, so undignified, why would the patriarchy do such a thing? So anyway, we come to find out that Michael Myers is really being powered by some kind of cult. The Cult of Thorn. But he's actually being powered by druid runes. I don't know what druid runes are. Anyway, so Paul Rudd is there, and he is sexy in this movie in like a creepy, murdery, stalkery way. He's like murdery sexy.
He'll come home to kill again.
This guy is creepier than the damn serial killer, and oh, I would hit it. I would hit it. So it turns out that Paul Rudd is the kid that Laurie Strode was babysitting in Halloween 1, Tommy Doyle. Because now we care about continuity. So Tommy Doyle adopts Jamie Lloyd's baby. Meanwhile, Dr. Loomis gets a visit from Dr. Wynn, and he wants him to return to Smith's Grove Institution. Now, here's where it all comes full circle, because Dr. Wynn is the guy that Dr. Loomis was talking to in Halloween 1 when he was like, who taught him how to drive? It turns out that it may have been a cult of some sort. Dr. Loomis and Dr. Wynn go investigating, and they see the Curse of Thorn everywhere. Oh, and the Strodes are back. Not the Strodes we like, but there are some new Strodes. There is Kara Strode, and we love her. Marianne Hagen, you are an underrated goddess, and I don't know why Harvey Weinstein said she has a big chin. I think it is normal size, and you are a freaking queen. So we put some respect on that name, Marianne Hagen. Then her mom is this dumpy lady. This dumpy lady. And we love her because she's kind of like all innocent and dumpy. And then there's the father, John Strode. And this guy is a prick.
Enough! That is Michael Myers bullshit!
So then there's Kara's little son, Danny, who is a creepy-ass kid, and he's hearing voices from the Men in Black and the cult, and they're all like, Danny, kill for him. Mommy! I sound like I'm talking about some QAnon shit. This movie is basically just like QAnon Halloween. So anyway, Michael Myers, he kills the dumpy lady. He kills the prick. And it is so satisfying because his head blows up. He kills Dummy. He kills Skanky, who we come to find out wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog.
I bet she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog.
Oh, and Mrs. Blankenship is there too, and she is like this sweet old lady who's telling creepy-ass stories, but oh, we love Mrs. Blankenship.
The boogeyman.
So it turns out she tells us that she was babysitting little Mikey Myers on the night that he killed his sister.
Little Mikey Myers that lived across the street.
Paul Rudd decides to explain the Curse of Thorn to us, and it's all about, like, let's see, the the stars and the runes and the druid runes. I don't know. I'm a little drunk. So anyway, we come to find out they're all in the cult. And the leader of the cult, the man in black who blew up the jail and took the Greyhound bus and did all this shit, is Dr. Wynn. What? Who looks like a fucking chotch. I mean, look at this shit that they're wearing. So it turns out he is the one who taught Michael Myers how to drive in Halloween 1. And Dr. Loomis is all like, "You are a madman." And they're all wearing fucking capes and shit, and they are all in the cult.
Mrs. Blankenship, oh God, hurry, we have to...
Hello, dear.
To Mrs. Blankenship! So anyway, Kara Strode is just standing there, and she finds out that Mrs. Blankenship is in the cult too. And out of nowhere, she jumps out the fucking window. What? So Dr. Loomis and Tommy Doyle are just standing there, and out of absolutely nowhere, Tommy Doyle is like, "I feel like we've been drugged." And Dr. Loomis is like, "We have been drugged." Who, what, where, when, what? So anyway, the cult kidnaps the creepy kid. So Dr. Loomis and Tommy Doyle show up at, like, the cult's lair. And they have Kara strapped down. And they escape because Kara Strode is like, "Michael, it's your child / nephew.
The baby is yours, isn't it? Isn't it, Michael?"
And Michael Myers is like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense." And so anyway, Michael Myers, out of nowhere, turns on the cult. He kills them all. He kills all the doctors, all the cults. And this is where it's a little bit like a choose your own adventure, which this whole damn series is. If you're watching the theatrical cut, our friends go into some room where there are like little alien test tube babies everywhere. I don't know. Paul Rudd is like, "Okay, Michael Myers, here's your baby.
You've won. He's yours."
And Michael Myers goes to get his baby. All of a sudden, Paul Rudd injects him with some, like, green goo. And beats him with a stick until green goo is pouring out of him. However, if you're watching the producer's cut, it gets even more stupid. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. Paul Rudd has a brilliant idea. He's like, "Oh my God, Michael Myers is powered by the druid runes. So maybe, since those are like dark, evil, mean druid runes, the light, happy, good druid runes will stop him."
I think Michael is under the influence of an evil rune.
Thorn.
If Thorn could somehow be trapped by these runes, the energies could cancel themselves out. The evil could be destroyed.
And it turns out, plot twist, that druid runes are like fucking rocks. What? Or like some fucking crystals or some shit. I don't fucking know. So Michael Myers goes after them. And Paul Rudd, like, says the magic words and lays down some fucking druid runes, crystals, or whatever the fuck they are. And that does it. That stops him. That's right. Michael Myers, the boogeyman, the embodiment of evil, has been stopped by fucking crystals.
Michael. What have they done to you?
And Paul Rudd is all like, "The power of the runes
stopped him."
So anyway, our friends escape and they say to Dr. Loomis, come with us. And he's all like, oh no, I can't. We're like, what? Come on, go with them, Mr. Pleasance. And then the cult, the curse of Thorn, gets him, or Michael Myers does, or something, or no, he like, okay, let's see, he suddenly has the mark of Thorn because he has to power the runes and the something. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, this was Donald Pleasance's last words on screen. Rest in peace, Mr. Pleasance. Oh, and Michael Myers escapes dressed up like the Men in Black. What? So we're all like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? He killed the cult. What's gonna happen with the cult? And Michael Myers, and like, is the cult gonna take over Haddonfield and the Curse of Thorn and all that? Oh my god, where is this going?
Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
Bullshit!